Good afternoon and good evening, everyone, and perhaps it's good morning in some other place of the web. I'm more than welcome to have you all for this spontaneous Mixer Monday session of Abduction. It's a new game that Brian suggested last time to us. Brian actually was one of the original backers who supported them during the time they developed this game. That was in 2013. The company that made Myst and Riven many years ago, they have developed this game, and they started a Kickstarter campaign for that in 2013. They raised over $1 million with that. They thought they needed about 2.5 to complete the game, and they eventually raised it. They had, I think, an early access period as well, and now it was given to me for free. Can you imagine? This is so exciting. I got it from GOG. That's Great Old Games, GOG.com, and they had a giveaway about last week, which was exciting. So I thought, hey, this is cool. I'm going to go and grab that. Didn't think much of it. And then Brian suggested it last week. So that's very cool. I've just come from work. I have a jam-packed week ahead of me, but I'm glad we can solve these puzzles of abduction together. So let's have a look at what this game is all about. I've not had a look at it. I've installed it yesterday, but that's really all I've done here. So yeah, that's really it. I can play it with the game's controller. That's very cool. I can also play with a mouse and keyboard, and I've put it to 1920 by 1080, but that's really all I've done so far. So I guess we're in for a surprise as to how this is going. I've changed my setup here a little bit because I don't want to miss any of your chat messages. So I've got this thing that allows me to put my chat over the game, I believe. That's the theory. If it works or not, we're just going to go find out. I say, let's go and start a new game. What do you say? Yeah, let's do that. Go on. New game. Game name. Oh my god, and we've got options too. We've got free roam, and we've got character shadow. Oh. So that's the first decision that we're going to have. It's not going to be Reaver or Reaper, Metal Learner. But that's the first decision, I guess, we're going to have to make together. What we're going to call it? Are we going to play as a man or a woman, or as a nothing? Don't know. What do you think? Crab squid. Bob, yes. Also, all good suggestions there. And thank you so much for hosting my stream, Julia V. Very exciting. Julia still has a little bit of work to do, so she'll join us later probably. So is Brian. Hopefully he's getting off work at about 5. And Patrick might be joining us as well, so very cool stuff. So you say a game name Bob. Bob it is. Thank you for hosting. Is Bob the only solution? Is that the only suggestion we can have? I'm always in for a good female protagonist, So Bob and a female protagonist, that doesn't really go together. I really want to go with a female protagonist. Bob it is. How about Bobby? Like this. That could be our protagonist. Our queen, yeah, my goodness. Can we remember that? Kinney. Okay, Kinney. Kinney is good. Let's do Kinney. There we go. Kinney and female. Perfect. I love it. Navigation type. Now, that's another thing we need to think about. Free roam or point and click. Now, I think free roam. That'll probably give us the option to walk around the set. Point and click, I guess that's kind of the old style where we just click on something and then options appear, I would imagine. I don't know yet. So, are we all happy with free roam? Is that cool? Free roam it is. Let's do it. Dreamlab, thank you for joining, and also thank you for hosting the stream, by the way. Also, yes, by the way, before I forget, Christina, thank you so much for posting those links in the announcement section. That's exactly what I had envisioned we would do. When one of us has a new thing out, we can all post them there, and then we'll all find out about it. So thank you so much. Very nice of you. More options and settings. I think we're going to go explore that later. I guess we're going to go and click the big play button. Okay, let's do this thing. And let's see what happens. Oh, that is just like Myst, not actually telling us what's going to happen now. I'm the boss. I love it. Thank you.
We all lost everything.
Oh, wow.
Everything but our stories. And they shouldn't be forgotten. I was 3. It was April of 1983. Cecil, it was 1870 for you. And you tell it like it was yesterday, but it's been 62 years since you saw that blast of light.
Could you hear the dialogue okay? Do I need to make it a bit louder, or is it can you all hear that fight? Yeah, I'm a little scared as well. Low, yeah, okay, good. It seemed a little bit low to me as well, and I'm gonna have to crank that up in OBS, perhaps with this. And also, I'm not seeing that chat thing overlaid as I had hoped I was. So let me just fiddle with that. I think when I do that, the game just freezes there. And I'm saying to the chat app, I say always on top, I say, and it's just blatantly ignoring me. That's not very nice, is it? It's a different chat overlay. It's kind of the one that I see. But that's cool. I can always keep an eye on this. So like Dreamlab said, what are we going to do next? So we're going to have to figure this out together because I have no idea what's going on. Little barbecue here. That's nice. There's some other fire over here. Can we go in the water? No. It won't let me go into the water. There may be a Reaper in the water, yes. Well, let's have a look what happens at the fire region here.
That's where all of our new stories began. Streaked across the sky, mesmerized, but unnerving. Even in daylight, Joseph, you said it was gloriously bright. But in the twilight, it was spellbinding. Whether it was in the deep woods like Cecil or right outside town like Jane and Jenny, we were drawn to see more. Vera, you said you recall smiling. Some of you were alone. I wasn't. My dear grandma, God bless her, rejoiced as if it was some forebearer of good fortune. Grandma lifted me from the carriage to the porch and walked into the yard so we could watch it unobstructed. None of us understood, but, well, we followed, and we all felt some kind of trepidation, yet attraction as we approached it and it approached us.
I believe, Dreamlab, you're absolutely right. I think we do have to eventually collect some clues.
It advanced.
Right now, I can't even walk anymore.
Purposefully. Spinning. Slowly until, well, found us, each of us. We should tell these stories because it saved us and
That's interesting. It looks like I'm trapped in the same place, so it looks like I couldn't quite walk there anymore. So I suppose that the purpose of this whole path was that I was going to walk to this location, and that's it. And now what happened? It looks very much like somewhere in the desert. Arizona, perhaps? Let me know if the audio is fine now. I can always crank it up a little bit more. The dialogue was still a little low to me there. Indeed, yellow brick road rod, that's exactly right. I wish there were bricks here. It is just like Myst, isn't it, in a way, without the pre-rendered graphics, so now we have real 3D graphics. Very good job on the rocks here, my friends, very nice. The lamp, Christina, good idea. I don't know if we can actually pick these things up, because I haven't quite figured out how to do that yet. Also, can we run? Is there a way to... Oh yeah, there we go. We can run a little faster. That's cool. Just need to hold an extra button down. The lamp. Oh, there we go. Ooh, I like it. I can pick it up, but it looks like it looks like I can't really... Oh, there we go. I can look at it from all sides. That's nice. I'm not sure if or how that's possible with the gamepad, so I can always switch back and forth. But, oh, there we go. We just hold down on this, and then I can go and examine this. But I'm not entirely sure how I can pick it up. Oh, I can take a picture of it. That's what it looks like. But I can't take it with me. You know, I suppose it's only... Whoops. I'm still trying to get used to the controls here. Which one's the shell orb? Can we do anything with the barbecue? Oh yeah, look at that. I can do something. I can... So I guess when this circle comes up, that means I can examine something here, maybe? Oh no, that's just my... Oh, this thing! Oh yeah, good point. Can I do anything with that? No. Nothing doing. Interesting. So I can have a look at it. Oops. How do I do that now again? I just did that. There we go. Aha. Do I have to maybe physically touch the handle for this to be successful? Totally stomped at the first hurdle. We can't work out the light. Oh, you're going to bed, alien? Oh, that's a shame. Well, join us next time. We may still be here by the time you join us back. Is there anything else on here? Huh. Episode 1, Figuring Out the Lamp. See you next time, alien. Thanks for dropping in. Well, I guess we know where that lamp is. Let's have a look around, see what else we can find here. Oh, I see something else. See what this is all about. Welcome to Hunrath. A big blue button looking at us, and some, yeah, like you say, Dreamlab, particle effects all over the place. Look at that. This looks like a car battery and 2 speakers put together. And some floaty bits in the air. I remember part of the fun was actually working out where the hell are we and what do we need to do next. So shall we press the button? What do you think? It's kind of the logical thing to do. I think I'm going to press the button.
Hello, bonjour, ciao, hola, hello, shora, ni hao. Welcome to Hunrath. My name is Joseph. I am the mayor here. You are most probably a bit confused and disoriented.
Indeed.
But let me reassure you, everything will be fine. You're not the first to go through this experience.
Ah.
The others who have come before you will help you adjust. Follow the trail to the house with the white picket fence. Fali will meet you there and introduce you to your new life here.
What happened to my old life? I didn't mind that so much. Why do I have to start a new life here? Okay, so house with the white picket fence. Let's see if we can find it. Looks like we have a few train tracks here as well. That's nice. Thinking that eventually we're probably going to have to do something with this. These stones glow red, slightly eerie. Probably a particle effect. Yes, very good point, Christina. Very good point. Also, never trust holograms that say, hey, you're not the first one on this peculiar journey. So that's something to explore for sure. There's also some kind of spotted half-round thing in the background. That's interesting. Oh, there we go. House with a picket fence. I wonder if that's the one that he was talking about. So if ever we get this railroad working, I guess we can maybe switch the train to go into different places here. Interesting. Very nice. Yeah, hopefully they have water and electricity and a good broadband connection. Oh, looks like someone's got some mail. Mr. and Mrs. Farley from 1436. Interesting. You can always try and bring their mail in. Oh, there's a letter. Let's read the letter. To Caroline or whoever else might come back. It has been 5 days and not a soul has returned. I am inclined to believe that things have not gone well. Yet surprisingly, I am still alive, and that both supremely perplexes me and gives me some portion of hope. I have retreated to my vault for protection and to contemplate my options. C.W. Okay. Oh, another hologram. Farley's Community Center. Right. And somebody's laundry. Do you know there was a guy once? This scene here, this reminds me of somebody who, he called himself the Cloth Guru. And I think he still has a channel on YouTube. He used to have a website, very, very good clothing or cloth tutorials that he had there. Worked with Blender and with Marvelous Designer. And that just totally screams that at me if I see that. Very nicely done. And this scene reminds me of him because he was telling us how to do that, basically. Use a plane and hang that up a line, make some pegs in Blender, and then use Marvelous Designer to do this effect. And that was in fact the front page of his website. Just a wafting piece of white stuff. Oh, GTG means got to go. I really didn't know that. Sorry about that. Nice, Metal Learner. Thanks for dropping in. See you soon. If there's any news of the Reaper, we will let you know. Now, I guess let's press the blue button and see what happens. Farley's Community Center. Shall I press the button? Yeah, let's press the button.
I'm Farley.
Hello.
I guess if you're seeing this, then I wasn't able. Just in case. Welcome. But it's probably not safe here.
Oh.
To be blunt, we're getting ready for a battle. I don't know what you'll find. I just thought I should. Just be cautious. With who you trust. CW may be here. I don't know. Just be careful. I got to go. See you soon. And don't panic. As jarring as this experience is, you really will find Hunrath to be a decent price.
That is just as freaky and weird as the other one. Looks like the mayor wants us to believe everything's hunky-dory, whereas Farley says, hey, we're getting ready for battle. That's not nice. I thought that was a piece of paper there, but that's just a bit of light. Looks like there's no back to the house. Warning, do not approach anything that even remotely resembles this diagram unless it has been disabled. It has, hasn't it? The thing is, what I immediately like and what instantly speaks to me is this contrast of fairly peaceful neighborhood style. There apparently is no enemies here. Everything is friendly and peaceful, but you get this vibe that there's something mega creepy going on. And if I was indeed from Earth and have been transported here, well, why did that happen? This trail of rocks kind of makes me want to go over here and explore what's going on here. Huh. Fire truck, eh? Oh, there's a bell. Look at that. It's interesting. This game is made with the Unreal Engine. I believe Unreal 4 to be precise. And I can see that this is one of those things that Unreal has always had, that when you move something, it doesn't render the full geometry and the full texture. And I've just noticed that when I do this, even on a low poly object like this, if I go and move it around and then suddenly stop doing that, you can see more details popping into place. And that's typical of Unreal. I believe other engines make use of that as well. But it's a typical Unreal thing. Sometimes it overdoes it too. It looks like I can't really do anything with that bell. Or undo the screws or whatnot. No, looks like I can't do that. It does remind me of several of these Star Trek episodes. They used to do that. Some kind of simulation of whatever, Earth in the 60s. And James T. Kirk and his crew wander upon it. Scotty, what do you think happened here? Very cool. But I don't think we can. I've not worked out how to jump yet. So this, whenever I press this this button, I take a screenshot. Space, yeah, space does that. Okay, so the jumping thing doesn't actually work. But that's okay. Maybe we can't jump. That'd be cool. Shall we investigate that house? See what's going on the inside of Farley's humble little abode. Ah. Well, that answers that then. No one's going into Farley's place for now. Unless, of course, we may find a key. Anything here I can do something with? Negative. So, crew of rowdy strangers, where to next? Shall we follow those tracks? Or shall we investigate this ball up here? Okay, we're stopping. Ah, look at the bottom. Oh, the sewer. And there's a game. Oh, this here, you mean? It looks like these are crayons, maybe for this hopscotch game. It looks like I can't really pick them up. No, can't pick them up. Oh, hopscotch, is this not what you call that in America? We used to call that hopscotch in the UK. Ah, yes, that's a good idea. Screenshot, I've just totally remember how to do that. Doesn't let me take a screenshot. What's going down? Oh, there we go. Was this it? Oh, okay, so the Y button on the Xbox controller is the screenshot thing. Number sequences from the bottom: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is a very good point. Let's just take screenshots of these, of anything that would contain a number. And also, while we're taking screenshots, is this the same number, by the way? 1436. 1436. Just checking, in case it messes with our heads. And also, while I'm here, let me just check how I can actually recall a screenshot. Very good point, Christina, could be. Photos, is this it? Right, okay, cool. This is where all our screenshots are. Good stuff. Okay, just wanted to check that. Can I do anything with the sewer? No. Intriguing. This up here, I don't know if I can zoom in now. I don't think I can. This up here looks almost like one part of a train station. Yeah, so does this. Or is this part of a train that is derailed? Difficult to say. See if I can walk up here. No, can't do that. Yeah, I don't think jumping is a thing in this game. So I think I'm going to go and investigate this little house up here. Perhaps we have neighbors. Well, let's just say maybe Farley has neighbors. More glowing stones. Oh, there we go. I can definitely move that lever. That's good to know. Ah. I have a feeling the game audio isn't quite as loud as it perhaps should be. Let me know if you can hear that okay. I can always make it a bit louder. I can increase and decrease my own volume here, but the one that is going into the stream, that's just a different button that I have to push. So I've put that lever back to how I found it, just so that we don't upset anything. Okay, let me crank it up to 100% max. There, that's as... Okay, cool. I can also make it louder completely. Let me do that. I think I can add this bit of a filter over it. And say gain. Let's add a bit of gain there. I'll make it 6 dB higher, and then we'll see how that goes. Let me try that with that lever again. Because sometimes soundtrack is just so important. Is that better? I can always increase it even more, no problem at all. We have the technology. Okay. Yeah, I think the dialogues, they were a bit quiet there to me. But those sound effects, they are extremely quiet now. So, what do we got here? Hartnell's something. Mercantile, is that right? Second time we're picking up this warning sign here, so somebody really wants to make sure we're staying away from these things. Yes, a large bottle of WD-40. Wafty pieces of cloth here, good stuff. And creepy music, we like that. We like creepy music. Such a shame we couldn't bring that lantern with us earlier, because that would really come in handy in a tunnel like this. But I guess we're not supposed to go in here just yet. How about here? Oh, nice lamp. Sometimes these types of levels may well be designed just for us to soak up the atmosphere. I remember that in the PlayStation 2 game Silent Hill 2, they decided to make that walk in the woods before the game even starts much longer, and there was no way to skip it, so that was so that the player would have to walk through a really dark wood with lots of fog and just soak up the atmosphere. Creepy music, and it's dark, and something could come out of the dark at any moment. And they decided they really wanted to set up the player before the game even began. I have a feeling this is kind of what's happening here as well. Perhaps there are not actually that many puzzles to solve. It's just for us to soak in this total perplexity here for a while. Yeah, because none of these bits and bobs I can actually pick up and examine. You'd imagine this little suitcase on the desk. That would be something we can pick up, but I guess we can't do that. Desk, same thing. It looks like the drawers are unopenable. Big solitaire fan was living here. Ah, okay. Downtown Hunrath. Bring it on.
We have a healthy, thriving community here, as you can see.
Mr. Mayor.
Our garden was planted years ago and has supplied plenty of food for many generations. The buildings around town serve multiple purposes, including housing, schooling, and storage. I'm sure you have run across a number of folks already. Many were brought here, like you, and some actually were born here. We all feel we are a part of the whole.
That's interesting. So, at least you learned a lot of astronomical bits and bobs there, I suppose, Rod. This is interesting to hear the mayor speak as if this is kind of a regular occasion that people like us walk around here quite casually. I mean, I guess since that's no longer the case, I think whatever this program was that brought humans here, or whatever races they've brought here, this wasn't what it was supposed to look like. Good to know. Because he was referencing other people that we would have obviously bumped into, and oh, backgammon! How exciting! Let's play backgammon. Let's not. See what's up those stairs here. Partner Mining Company, okay. Oh, what's there? I'll go back, I'll have a look. Oh, this, right, yes, I noticed that earlier too. It comes from somewhere over here. Look at that, there's two of these things. So one blue thing looks like it's coming out of that window and points at that. And then this red thing here is definitely trying to do something in the sky. Oh, I guess we're going to have a look at that next. Let's have a look what's happening here too. There's so much to explore, and we still haven't even got a clue what we're supposed to do. It's almost like a next generation version of all these LucasArts adventures, isn't it? Door, hello. Can we open you? Ah. Doesn't open. The particles in the sky, the ones we just saw, the red ones you mean? We'll totally have a closer look at that in a moment. Ah, look at that. Oops. Looks like the picture quality just tanked there a little bit. I'm streaming via the Miami server today. I hope that's not going to be an issue. Let's see if it comes back to life in a moment. So this thing, if you, just in case you can't see that, there we go, back alive, good stuff. It says the tree. Let's see what happens when we press this button.
This is the tree. It has been here in Hunrath for as long as anyone can remember. Its health is intimately tied to everything in our little greenhouse. Our cell we live in, our ecosystem. It has provided many surprises over the years, including some interesting seeds that you will learn more about. Many have postulated, yet we really know very little about its origins. But we do know it should be cherished and protected.
It sounds like the fact that there is a tree growing here is a complete surprise to him. Ah, Brian! You would be surprised. He was here earlier and that was the only thing that was on his mind. A hologram. Well, not the hologram of the mayor, you mean, right? We're completely all totally stumped right now. We have no idea what's going on. What we've figured so far is that... we believe, well, I believe, let's just say I believe, that whatever this program was designed to do, it hasn't worked in a while, and we happened across this kind of neighborhood that's now supposed to be full of people, but I guess something must have gone wrong because we've not met anybody. Can you jump in this game? I've not managed to work out how, if we can. How was work, by the way? I was working as well. Literally, I rushed over here after work. I think we'll go check out whatever's pointing in the sky here now. You'd hope so, Rod. You'd hope so. Let's have a look what's happening here. What is that? Oh, very cool. That's much more than just a particle effect. That's some kind of crazy thing going on here. Thank you for the tip. Yeah, I think we will need some hints. I think right now it's still the big exploring phase of what is going on here? What are we doing? And what's going to be our next step? So the last piece of information that we found out was that the mayor, obviously, well, if it was a mayor, in fact, he wasn't quite sure what this tree thing was all about. He just knew it's precious and needs protecting, so he built a stone wall around it. But that's pretty much it. He never really did. He just wanted us to know that it's there, I guess. That's all just creepy. This, I'm not entirely sure what happens if we just walk through it. Can't imagine it's going to be possible. What do you think, Brian? Good idea? Walk through this and see what happens? Or is this going to ice us? Because I'd like to have a closer... okay. I'd like to have a closer look at whatever is happening behind here. Oh yeah, it's safe. Very nice effect. Oh, okay, hello. Insect, alien. You've been brought here against your own will as well. I wonder if this is firing at something that's no longer there. Reminds me a little bit of that thing they have in Subnautica. Maybe it's trying to protect this area somehow. Oh, have I? Right, you think? Could well be. And they have water here too. We can't go in it, I'm afraid, but they do have water here. That's good to know. That thing over there looks a bit like an elevator type contraption. Oh, and of course the obligatory big red button. It'd be a shame not to press it, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's do it. Ah. Didn't do much. See if we can walk in here for a little bit. Whoa, okay. And the safe. That walkway, yes, absolutely, the walkway. We're totally going to check that out. Perfectly safe, even though it doesn't quite look like it. Nicely done. Ah, thank you. Perhaps this will get us somewhere. Glad the electricity is still on here. Or maybe it's Water powered. Actually, water powered, isn't it? Electricity. What am I talking about? Ah, more walkway. That doesn't open. It does, doesn't it? Perfectly safe, I assure you. No problem at all. Brian, let me know, can we die in this game? And when we do, or should that happen, is that game over, or is that gonna be okay? Oh wow, look at that! Electro Hermit pledged $10 via Patreon. Cool. I knew that, but I don't know why it's coming up now. It seems random. Very cool. So Patreon donations also generate that animation. Interesting. That's what Mixer Monday is all about. There's always tests and stuff, and we're always surprised by things. So thank you, David. I don't know if David is actually in the chat. Oh, now this is interesting. Do you know what this reminds me of is, I don't know if you've seen this series. It's originally a book by Stephen King, and what was the title again? Under the Dome, that was it. Under the Dome. It almost feels like this is basically where the dome is. So we're in this bubble of whatever rock formations. But when we go to the outsides of it, this is almost like if we could touch that HDRI for our images, then we should really never really go here. It does look sketchy, doesn't it? Yes, it's been made into, I think, an Amazon series, 3 seasons. And the series was, he was executive producer on it. And it was different than the book, I was told. I don't think I've read the book. I was tempted. So whenever I approach this, it makes some kind of funky noise there. Ah. And I don't remember what happened in that book, but it was, or in the series rather, but somehow a big glass dome just fell onto one village, and that's it. Everyone on the inside was on the inside, couldn't quite get out, and people from the outside couldn't get in. Until, of course, they found a way, and, you know, that's what 3 years of exciting television was all about. Yes, Under the Dome. Yes, that's right. Force field sound indeed. This is not the way we came, right? No, this is something new now. I'm just thinking because that lever looks so familiar. Ah. Yes, water effects. I must say, they've done a really good job on the water. It looks to me as if this lever, via this exciting little rope here, is connected to this door that appears to hold the water in place. So it's a shame we can't look around here, because I wonder what happens if we go and pull that lever. I guess all this water that acts a bit like a dam here now may well run down. What do you think? Shall we try that out? I mean, it's a lever. It beckons us, pull me now. Let's do it. Oh yes, more exciting water effects, look at that. Okay. Very nice. We can't actually jump down right now. It looks like we can't ever fall off these rocks, so that's a nice little safety mechanism there, I guess. The Reaper. And you have to spell it with a V, that's very important. Oh my god. Ah. Let's go down here. Yeah, me too. The good thing is that I have in fact found how to walk a little bit faster, so we can walk this fast. That's good, because like you, I feel we're gonna have to do a lot of walking. Oh, I don't think we've discovered this little... Has this come down? Was this not here earlier? I don't think this was here earlier. That's still closed. I could have sworn this was not here earlier. Ah, what do you do, cannon? Particle cannon. I wonder then if this is not just arbitrarily... I mean, if this is in fact a dome that's put over this rock formation thing here. The blue stuff is then the outside of the dome. I wonder then if this thing was somebody's attempt to cut through the dome. And if this isn't actually arbitrarily hanging in the sky, this is basically ends where the dome ends. Maybe. Maybe there is no dome, I don't know. I'm confused. It looks like we can't do anything with it, so I can't touch it. Do you know, probably the sunbeam. Speaking of Subnautica, I've done a little test yesterday and I've managed to get the chatbot going. And that'll be so exciting. Next Saturday, I'm going to try and come up with a few Subnautica-related trivia questions that we'll be able to play. So every 10 minutes or so, that bot will just bring up a question related to Subnautica. And whoever gets the answer right gets points. That was the end of my thinking, so I don't know what we're going to do with points afterwards. It'll be very, very exciting. I've been playing with it yesterday and I thought, wow, that has potential. So just going by Brian's clue here from earlier, once I've played on the walkway, we can have another look at that door. Ah, man. Wouldn't that be cool? Do you know, I bet the Restream bot's going to do really well in that game. Can you imagine? He just goes and answers it. I don't know if you can hear that, but there is... Oh.
Spend a lot less time in this prison than the rest of us.
Okay. Aha, I see. So, right. Speaking of messages, let me just go and see if there's any way that we can make the dialogues louder. It looks like the answer is no. Everything's already cranked up completely. There's also audio quality. Can we make it high? Let's make it high. But I can't crank up any dialogue volume. I thought we could make that a little bit louder. And it was mega spooky, I totally agree. And confusing. I'm not sure if I caught everything that he was saying. Was it about something about power lines? But he quite rightly referred to wherever we are as a prison, so that makes me wonder if he is in fact trying to cut through this thing, this prison thing. The power. And if you say the power, is that the power that powers stuff like this? How do we get power in here? That's a very good point. So, I mean, I see some overhead lines here. That's interesting. Anything else here? No, that, I mean, if that is in fact how he gets power, you'd imagine he'd welcome it. But at the same time, if he wants it turned off, perhaps we should just follow the power lines and see where they lead. What do you think? Is that a good plan? Let's try that. If we just maybe go for following those power lines, which I bet they may give us another clue as to... And what is this? Why did he do that? Is this so that other things that aren't human are maybe kept out of here? Is that what he's doing? Oh, there's another one of those things. Don't know if we've listened to that yet. The waterfall, okay. Bring it on, dude. Tell us about the waterfall.
Part of our ecosystem here is our supply of water. It is supplied as a natural process of the system itself, but we don't really understand how. Although the entire system is very closely tied together. The fact that one of the most important necessities of life has been provided to us has led many to believe that this place has a purpose. Others attribute to a complex natural process which we one day hope to understand. Either way, we are glad to have all the water we need.
Glad they faded out the waterfall sound there when he spoke, so that's nice. He also sounded like, even though he looked human, and it was a nicely done video and everything, he sounded a little bit like as if he wasn't quite familiar with the concept of water. So, have I just unleashed this? I think that was us, wasn't it? Because before that, this thing must have been closed and there wouldn't have been a waterfall. Oh, wow, look at that! Woo! Round of applause for me, please. Now that was loud. And this is held down with a propeller? What the hell is going on here? Where are we? Oh, okay. That's cool. Can we do that again? Oh. Doesn't seem to be super efficient to me because it either lets the water into the left or the right. which at the end of the day comes from the same place and looks to me as if it's going to the same place. And maybe that's it. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, that could be. Maybe it's just... But then also, if we do this then... if we do... Oh, it's stuck now. Oh, there we go. If we do this then, does that mean... I don't really understand why... Well, maybe it'll become clearer once we have a look on the other side of this. I know, I can't quite work it out. Maybe it only makes sense once we see what's actually behind it. Maybe there is a difference between leaving the door in the middle, to the left, or putting it to the right. So it looks like it has 3 positions. That's all we can tell for now. Yeah, you know, autocorrection is going to be the death of our society one day. Oh yes, okay, let's have a look inside here. It's another one of those doorbells. Ah, this time we don't get a creepy guy appearing out of nowhere. Definitely walkway past there. Huh. And this was... what was this doing again? So this thing looks like it's moving that walkway just a little bit. Oh, okay. So I wonder if moving this and putting the door in a different position, or the propeller into a different position, would actually make a difference here. So let's try that. Run over here and do that lever thing again. Ah, I see. Interesting. It's still doesn't do anything. Okay, cool. Let's put that in the other direction. These look like scrape marks here. What's scraping over that though? Do you know, I can't remember now. How did we do this? Was it tilted like this before? Or the other way? The other way. Okay, cool. So it was tilted the other way. Or tilted down. Okay, cool. My short-term memory sometimes does get in the way. Like in Portal. Hey, let me just put a Portal thing. Hey, what was the color? 3 seconds later. Unbelievable. Aha! Would you look at that? Now we get to have a look at what's behind that door. Right. Yes, I know that feeling. I know exactly what you mean. A friend of mine is terrible with names, and he knows it. It's kind of a running gag. It doesn't matter if you tell him your name or not, he's not going to remember it. If he remembers it, he'll remember it forever, but if his brain is just not in the mood, there's no way hammering it in there. Oh, we've got butterflies, got foliage. Yeah, very tranquil. Look at that, a little hammock. It's the third time we're finding some clothing here. Makes you wonder what happened to the people whose clothing this is, or whose supplies these are. You could just take so many screenshots of this. This game is currently on sale, by the way, on GOG, GOG.com for $7.99. I think the retail price is $30, and it's currently 75% off or 80% off or something along those lines. You know, I could have sworn that my cursor just lit up here. Yes, that's probably what happened. They all got eaten by a Reaper. Which is, of course, logical then that we must kill it. Doesn't look like we can do much up here, other than just, you know, look around. Ah, yes, I got that same notification today, Dreamlab. Cyberpunk 2077. Yes, I think I'll do that. Rod, I'll totally go back there now, because it looks like there's not much up here. This is a bit like, I'm always thinking in TV shows and movies, when there's a character that you establish and it's kind of one of those non-characters, and you think, yeah, well, you know, he can't have possibly been the murderer or whatever, but you then think, yeah, well, why would they have established him? And then, of course, in the end it comes back to, yes, the guy was the murderer. And I'm saying this because sometimes when I see a walkway like this that we've just been up to, you think, yeah, well, if this was not important, why would it be in the game? Why would they have written it in if it's not something that's important? It's either a red herring for us to just go, I'll think about it, or it is actually going to become important at a later part of the game. Oh yeah, let me know how you want to frame it up. I can send it over, because I think I can just go and do this, and then I can email it to you. No, I haven't actually. I haven't seen that. I've only seen the notification there, but I've not... what type of game is it? And if you do pre-order it, and if you do get it, maybe you need to do a game stream and let us know what it's all about. That'd be kind of nice. It does look absolutely amazing here. I just want to keep taking screenshots from basically everything here. This looks so cool. Unreal Engine. We gotta get into this. Forget that studio. We need to play with real-time rendering engines. Because I'm thinking, well, if this is what we've all been with video games for a while, and we know the unbelievable strides they've made to make games look like this, kind of casually now. What's it going to look like in 5 to 10 years' time? Oh. Ah, that's what Cyberpunk 2077 is all about. How much is it for pre-order? see, thank you so much for buying it. Fantastic. Well done, Christina. It is so cool. That's what I'm thinking, Dreamlab. Maybe it's just, you know, and you just put a character in front of it. I bet that's what Rod's going to do. That's why you took the screenshot, Rod, isn't it? That is exactly what we're going to see on Renderosity tonight, later tonight. That is a great idea, by the way. Just use this as a backdrop machine, basically. Pick your spots and then just put characters in. That's a great idea. Yeah, can you imagine? This machine begs further investigation here. Look at this. I mean, literally all of this. This is just so cool. I think they've forgotten to texture these things. Almost looks like it. You can just get absolutely lost just in looking at the graphics. Forget the game. There's something to do, I don't know. Let's just look at that. Oh my god, a locomotive with graffiti on it is so cool. Oh yeah, Christina, I saw your notification earlier. I must look into that plugin that you've mentioned. What was it called again? Something about texts. There was something about that, wasn't there? Text tools, that's the one, exactly. All right. Look at that, you had a successful day, and you get a cheap video game, and you get to spend some nice time with friends. That's cool. Ah. Artwork. Mount Enderton. Huh. Yeah, it looks like almost these guys just don't have a texture on it. Oh, right, that's what it does. How easy or how difficult is it to get substance materials over into Blender and use them to create cycles materials with it, or cycles shaders with it? I'm still thinking about what Brian was saying, that the guy wants us to take out the electricity. I was just wondering if this has anything to do with it. Oh, it has a node wrangler? Is that one that basically essentially sets this thing up for you in Blender? Is that how it works? tell you what, give us 10 minutes, Brian, and it's super nice to know that you actually have the answers. Because I'm sure there will come the point where we're all thinking, okay, look, what are we going to do? Right now we keep finding new things. And why is there a gas station here? I don't get it. What's happening? No smoking. No shit, Sherlock. Flammable liquid. I have to say, video games really have come a long way. I mean, look at all the detail on all this. We never had displacement maps like that. You get the feeling that this is actually a roughed up tank and a really rough wall. It's weird because it almost looks completely real. Still think they've forgotten the textures on these. Oh, I see. And then you do it manually in Blender, but it's much easier to do because you already know what you're going to use them for. So it's very easy to just pick the correct file then, I guess. Rod, do you need another screenshot? Maybe this one here? So this gas station here, why not have another one from the front here too? I think that was, let's pick a good shot here from either from this angle or the other one. I was going to go over here for a second because I can, yeah, look at that. That's kind of, yes, indeed. Because there's this plane at the bottom here they can stand on. You can throw a shadow on that. And then your girls are... Do you know, oh my god, that fits in with your storyline, doesn't it? They're taking a vacation. You didn't really tell us where to. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe they've been abducted to this world. Can you imagine? We've just been abducted. We don't know how to get out of here. Very cool. See if there's anything happening here. Maybe there's, you know, maybe the car parked here or something. Very cool. Yeah, maybe with a little bit less, a little more headroom. Who knows? That's probably what it is. Yes. Does anyone live in the garage here? Is the Brian? That's one question I do have for you. Oh my god. What's going on in here? Is this the only person we're going to meet in this game, or are there more characters that we may meet? I have a feeling we... Oh, look at that. Map. Sphere, scrap, garage, ramp, tunnels, Farley Tower Town, and CW. Huh. It would make sense as well. And then he's basically the clue giver of the game. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a good way of writing this as well. There is, of course, no back entrance to this garage. Well, it looks like there is going to be one available here, but I guess that's just not there just yet. Brian, how did you find out about this game? Because it's I'm interested, I'm curious, because my friend Jason, the guy with the Tesla, he has had the Subnautica ever since the early access stage. And I was thinking, how did you even know about this? I'm finding it out now that it's basically over its peak already. And he's thinking, no, I've been playing it for years and it was early access. And how do you know about these things? Very good point, yes. Those red barrels have a tendency to blow up in your face. Well, that's the other thing I was going to have a look at. This contraption here. Okay, so this obviously does something to the sphere. But that sphere, I think I've seen it in a screenshot on their website. And what on earth is this sphere all about? What are they doing? It's almost like somebody's trying to carve out pieces of the sphere. Oh, right. So you know the game's company. They weren't called Cyan when they made Myst, though, were they? I don't quite remember. I thought that was, well, back in those days, I think the publisher was more promoted than the actual game developer. Ah, okay. Oh, were they? Myst is also available as a kind of remastered edition, isn't it? Because that would be a nice one to revisit. Particularly because I've never played it past, I don't know, the first few levels, because I just couldn't work it out. It was just too difficult for me. Right, Ubisoft, yes. Kind of curious to know what these things are now here. It's almost like they've carved this. They've carved pieces. Yeah, alien eggs. That's right. Oh, really? That is something. Maybe I should look into that. Definitely put that on my wish list. Myst, Riven, and Uru. Very cool. They're fairly spaced out, aren't they? I mean, Riven came out several years after Myst, but then Uru, that came out like decades later, didn't it? Yeah, Ripley. Let me just scan that barcode at the back of your head and we'll go and see if you can help us here. Oh yeah, and also let's not forget there's kind of a wooden ship sticking out the wrong way out of a mountain, but let's not worry about that. We're kind of consumed with the idea of blue stuff we find out of a half carved out stone sphere. Just another day at the office. We could just run around here all day. Where's the thing that takes us down? Oh, here. Perfect. That's what I remember as well, yeah. Also, there were Myst 4 and 5. Oh, right, okay. Me too, Rod. I can't believe it. It's just... Yeah, it's a real cool testament of where real time is right now. I mean, even if we had something like this, like a game engine, I suppose this is where we're heading. Then, when we can see this already when you move somewhere, and as long as you're in motion, there's a bit of what you call it, motion blur there, or slightly lower resolution. But then, as soon as you stop, then things pop into place. I mean, it's only very, very subtle. I can just about make that out here. But even if we get to a point where we have a render engine that is mostly real time, and then if you say, well, render this in high res, it'll take like 1 second or 2 seconds, and then you have all the goodies like, you know, better shadows and all that. I think this is where we'll be going at one point. Do you need another screenshot, Rod? Let me know. Well, I mean, just to give you an idea of the timeline there, Rod, the project was announced in 2013, and the game came out in 2016 or so. And so that's 3 years of hard work for a game that was probably not going to be mega successful, like, you know, mega successful as games like whatever Fortnite or Grand Theft Auto would have been, who deal with like however many millions of dollars in just budget for making them. I think they were saying that the projected number to complete this game would have been $2.5 million US, and they got just over 1 million, 1.3 I think on Kickstarter. And I'm so glad they did that, because had they said, yeah, we need 2.5 on Kickstarter and you only get 1 million or 1.5 million, that would mean you're not going to get funded. It's a plethora of locked doors here. I'm not sure what to think of that. Do you know, Rod, maybe this is another thing I would love to be able to do. I mean, that's why I like playing these with a game controller. I can basically just walk through this, and by careful manipulation, I could basically just capture this footage and then try and add another animation into this. It's just so cool. This is something you'd usually do with keyframes and trial and error and stuff, and you can do this live. That is just so cool. And there's our garage again. Garage, rather. Yeah. So, Christina, are all these games in the bundle, or are those standalone games? Like Exile and End of Ages, are they in the bundle? And also, where should we go next? Oh, we haven't actually looked at this blue station thing here yet. That petrol pumping device. Oh, is this an electric cable? I hadn't noticed that before. That looks like if we were to... Where does this even go? Was this even here a minute ago? I didn't see that. Oh, so that supplies the... whoever lives in this building with, I guess, with a lot of electricity. So perhaps... Yes, they are, aren't they? Yes, the grass does, but it's, you know, it's about subtlety. I love the fact that everything is just so super subtle, and sometimes that's exactly what our brain just notices and recognizes, and eventually we just buy this stuff as reality. I'm sure that, you know, that's maybe what this power cable is all about. The 1,200 computers they've got lined up as a render farm. 440 volts. It's a little bit much. We don't really need that much. That's what it is. Bitcoin mining. With those 1080 Ti's. Looks like it's empty. That's a shame, isn't it? But also we see this switch here. It says on off. I mean, we could just go and flick it. What do you think? Can we flick this? No, that's just that is unflickable. Let's do this thing. Perhaps the switch is broken. Yeah, I guess that's what it is, isn't it? That little needle kind of gave it away. So, just to remember what we need to do here. We need to do our friend a favor and cut some kind of power line. We don't have any tools. It looks like this thing needs a bit of fuel to do, we're not sure what. And other than that, the graphics really are good. Yeah, we've looked up here, that door was closed. We've looked into here, that was also closed. Oh, really? Oh, I thought we needed to cut the power. Oh, perfect. So perhaps we've actually solved the big puzzle there. Flick that switch. Is that what we needed to do? Betty, welcome. How you doing? So glad you could join us. We're exploring obduction. Shall I do that? Shall I make my way back to the guy and see if he's pleased with what we've done for him so far? Thank you so much for clarifying that. I would have just searched forever for a solution there. I know it's a long shot, but if there is in fact a phone booth over there, perhaps I could just call for help. Call a friend, maybe. Yeah, hi, I'm seeing this street sign here, Erickson's next left. I'm kind of on Route 19, Route 71 there towards Rigsville. And I was wondering if one of your drivers could pick me up. Ah, man, broken. Dang. Betty, I'm so pleased that you've chosen this as your first live chat. That is so super exciting, and welcome. Yes, everyone, welcome Betty. Betty is here. That is very cool. I've seen many of your comments on some of my videos, also on the bike videos. So your name is instantly familiar to me. Wouldn't that be cool? The coin return. I don't even know if this thing has a coin return. Oh, but we can't put our fingers in the... Oh, look at that. Look at that. So what, we can dial a number? Hey, we must remember that. Yeah, that is a bit of a downfall, isn't it? The receiver issue. We can't also not hang up. But we can dial a number, so that is very good to know. The house number. Oh, didn't we take a picture here? Let's have a look. That is a very cool idea. House number. House number. There we go. 1436. Aha! 10 points to Christina for thinking of that. What was the number again? Oh man, that's just what my brain does. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dreamlab. 1, 4. We can always look it up again. 3. It is not that easy to do that with a game controller. To just get, there we go. Oh, it wasn't? Whose idea was it? Dreamlab. Oh, sorry. Yes, it was your idea. Sorry. Okay, you have now been disawarded 10 points, and we're going to give those to Dreamlab. Dreamlab now has 20 points. Well, let's just say you have. That's going to be so cool about that trivia bot. It'll actually award points. And then we're going to need to figure out what we can do with those points. Rod, do you need another screenshot of this? I mean, maybe one of the girls could make a phone call. Who knows? Something like that. There we go. I will send those to you later because there's got to be a way to extract them from the game. Yeah, Betty, don't worry about fat finger syndrome. We all have that from time to time. It's just, keep hacking away. Most of us are on Mixer, and the reason for that is because we can, when you type something, it appears much faster than when you type it in YouTube. But it doesn't matter. You can stay on YouTube. It's totally fine. We just receive your comments with a little delay, I guess, and also you receive the video with a tiny bit of delay, like 8 seconds. So it's not major. But that's the reason why we found this Mixer thing so exciting, because it's almost real time. What happens on my computer is happening literally less than 1 second on your device. Yay, Christina's joining you on YouTube. That's cool. Very cool. That's another nice shot here. Do you know, if only we had something to shoot with. That's the thing. Do we have an inventory, Brian? Do you know that? I don't think we have anything. There was a light that we picked up. Oh, no, we didn't pick it up. We picked it up and had a look at it. But there was nothing that we could do to pick it up. So we had to kind of leave it there. We could only examine it. But that was it. Now I'm going to make my way back to... Oh my god, look at that little boat. That is so cool. No inventory. Okay, thanks for letting me know. I had kind of thought that wasn't going to be that. Because the thing is that with real-time graphics, I can also do depth of field these days. That is just, I was just kind of dreamily thinking we could put a character on this bench here. Damn, yeah. Where's that clothing store when you need one? Yes, I need a hiking backpack, sir. Yeah, one that holds, unlimited inventory, that sort of thing. Guess we're gonna leave that door open here. Let's see how our friend is doing. Oh, let's see if the sun moves. I'm just having a look at the sun here. Actually, it looks like it's not moving. Yes, I saw that. Crazy, isn't it? Unreal. Cloud movement, yes, absolutely, cloud movement. And begs the question, how do you do that with real-time graphics? I mean, do you put the clouds on a dome and then you just rotate the dome a little bit? Or would you project a video on it and let that do? I think putting... Yeah, no, it is actually a video. If you look at it, it's not just a still image. The clouds are actually... I can't tell. Is it a still image that's moving? Because it looks to me as if the clouds do actually change shapes a little bit. Yeah, it's almost like, I mean, dare I say it, volumetric? I think what we also see, let me just... I think they've put that into Subnautica. There is a way, I thought they did that here at the top right here, this area here, it looks like we're seeing stars. I thought at first this is dirt on the lens, because I think that's what they've done in Subnautica. There's a little bit of lens dirt on there. I think it's an optional filter. But yeah, it looks very, very cool. I don't think it's a video either, Christina. I think it's there's some kind of other trickery there. The video would be a big overhead there. That's exactly what I'm thinking, yeah. Well, okay, let's see what our friend says. We've pressed this button, haven't we? The waterfall, yes, yeah, we've seen that, that's cool. There's that creepy projection of a mayor. Not even a real mayor, it's a projection of a mayor. And this as well, I think I found that very fascinating earlier. Because again, it happens in real time, at 60 frames a second. And it kind of warps whatever's behind it, so it's very, very clever. It's almost like a liquid effect. Yeah, exactly. And occasionally I think we get you can see it on the barrel here as well. Yeah, literally everything. It's just something's happening here. And there's always creepy audio, of course. Yeah, this is really where you just want to have one of the developers in this chat and say, hey, we have a few questions about how the hell did you make this? Because I think even if we can't recreate such effects, if we just look at the principles of how they've done it and then learn from that, I mean, that'll just give this, like Rod was saying earlier, it just gives you so many inspiring ideas. No, I have to say that is not my favorite because that looks super cheap. This looks literally like 20 years ago type particle effect. I have to say, yes, that I do agree with you. Yeah, Carrara's particle emitter looks like that. And only when you then replace these particles with either real geometry or you just make them into points rather than, you know, whatever triangles what they've used here, will it look okay. Yeah, that is one thing I'm not that crazy about either. Does this guy have a name? I don't think he's... but look at that, volumetric lights streaming through. Look at that. That is just cool. Unbelievable. Imagine like a slow camera pan through this. And all these effects just done by the render engine. Man, that is just so super cool. Let's press that button again and see what CJ has to say here. Nice doorbell effect.
Perhaps I weren't as clear as I needed to be. You get that carbon power turned on while I work on my part here. I ain't gonna...
You seem displeased, CJ. I guess we haven't quite switched the power on enough, I guess. Yeah, by then we do like the volumetric lights though. Oh, by the way, if any of you have VR equipment, this game is playable in VR. I've only seen that. I don't have access to any VR equipment. I wouldn't even know where to begin, to be honest. But this and Subnautica are VR compatible, I guess. So you can literally walk through this with your HoloLens 2 or your Oculus Rift, which must be just... this is where you basically just spend 8 hours a day in this game and you don't really want to do anything else. You just want to... Did that help? No, it didn't, did it? Yes, that's what I would be doing. Yes, no, that's a good point, Christina. To be honest, you haven't missed that much. Those 3D glasses, there comes a point where when my brain is kind of worked out, oh yeah, this is how it works, and then it's less. It's exciting for 10 minutes, you know, and definitely IMAX in 3D, that is mind-blowing. But a whole movie, eventually you just get into the story and you think, yeah, okay, it's 3D, but not really, you know. I don't even know how you walk around in VR games. I think they still give you a little hand controller, so you can still sit, but you have basically 360-degree vision of this landscape, and you don't look left and right like this. You just do it with your head, I guess, and the image kind of appears around you, and then you have a little controller thing that you push forward, and then the thing moves forward, so you don't have to physically, you know, walk 10 miles in order to walk 10 miles in the game, because otherwise we all had to have 10-mile long living rooms, and that's, you know. Oh, okay. Yes, you know, there's all kinds of things. The people who made my graphics card have a portable PC that you put into a backpack, and then you take the PC with you and you look through the VR glasses, and then you just basically walk through town and everything's augmented reality. I don't know. So Brian, I think we need a little bit of help here from you. We didn't switch the power on enough for the guy, I guess. Oh, that's neat. That is neat. And if you had an unlimited supply of drones, you can then just go crash them into things and just go, hey, let me just spin up another one. Oh, but that must help to fly the drone, I guess. Because that's always the one thing... Okay, perfect. We're on our way. We're on our way. Because that was one of those things that I'm always thinking with drones, even though you get a video feed, you only get it from on a tiny monitor, and is it really, can you fly the drone, especially when it's far away? Yeah, there's the butterflies again. Hello, guys. Again, not computationally expensive, just very well done. It must mess with your head, yeah. That could be Rod, yeah, absolutely. And then maybe we can, to like this thing that we're coming up to here on the right hand side, right? This thing. Oh wow, really? That is cool. I've seen a demo of, oh, button, awesome, let's press it. Totally didn't see that. Flashy green light, oh, let's press a button. Ah, nothing happens, right, cool. Anticlimax. The only augmented reality demo that I've seen is from last year's Apple devices where they introduced ARKit, I think, or the second generation of ARKit or whatnot, and they were showing something that you could literally with several people look at from different angles, and that was something that was happening on the table. That was kind of cool. Alright, we're here. Is this where we need to be? Oh yeah, look at that. We can do things with this. Oh man. We could have worked that out ourselves. Why didn't we? That's terrible. Well, I guess, shall we prime and run things? Let's see what happens. Oh, prime it. Oh, we should prime things first. Let's prime it first. Maybe I need to hold it down. Huh. Let's try start. Ah, didn't work. Well, perhaps I need to switch this thing off first. What do you think? Let me switch that off. Oh, that's a good idea, actually, yeah. And now nothing works. Huh. Connect the fuel hose to it. It's kind of easier said than done, isn't it? Let's see where this ends. Someone's connected something. Oh, I know. We probably need to put our credit card in here. Or crank the crank. Yes. Yeah. It's heavy going. Yeah, of course it does. What kind of Bitcoin though? Because that's the other thing that I find slightly... I'm not really that well informed about Bitcoin. But from what I understand is there are several currencies, I guess. Well, actually Bitcoin is Bitcoin, isn't it? The other one is just cryptocurrency. Of course, the original. Oh yeah, priming doesn't work because we have to switch this thing on first. Bing! Switch is on. Can you believe it? We actually have a cryptocurrency shop in Miami Beach. Not entirely sure what they do. There were just these two creepy guys in there. We just thought, let's not. Yeah, I know, shop for what? There were these two creepy guys in there, and it was. We just were too scared to go in. We just thought, nah, let's just do it another time. I think that still wasn't enough, you know. That is what I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm trying to. If this thing would just. Does something happen here when I do this? Yeah, start seems to be not doing much. And maybe we just need to crank the crank again. Or maybe that pump is empty and we need to take the pump out and put it into the other thing. Because, I mean, there's another pump. Not that there's a... And there's a gas can here as well. Can we do anything with that? Of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Is this something we can pick up? Do mischief with? Amount of purchase. No, it's definitely dollars. Huh. Should we try cranking again? Let me just... I think this puppy's dry, y'all. Before and after delivery. Glass must be full. Which glass are we talking about? I don't see any glass. Huh. Curiouser and curiouser. And then there's always this. I mean, that screams fuel tank to me. But I'm not entirely sure how to connect anything to it. That dirty round circle at the top, you mean this thing here? The spokeway oil thing? Oh, this one here. Oh, that's what you mean. At the pump, yeah, I can't really do anything with it. It just looks like a rusty old circle. But like you say, a glass must be full before and after delivery. And I guess that's not the case. I find it interesting that this thing has indeed a crank on it, but this thing doesn't. And there's not even a hole for a crank. The rectangle, in the rectangle. Which rectangle do you mean, Christina? Because I don't think anything is moving here at all. We can always... We'll try it again, see if anything's moving. Come back on Mixer, then your responses arrive a little bit faster. No, that's right, I've tried that as well. The thing to pump, like this thing here. The crank, you mean? Yes, that's right, amount of purchase, yeah. Oh, you mean click on that? I see. Negative. Let me try that with the mouse, actually, that's easier. Yeah, the rusty circle, yeah, it looks like that doesn't do anything. Yeah, so the only thing we can do here is do this. Yes, I think so too. It's just the glass texture, yeah. Brian, help us out here. What are we missing? Is there anything we've been missing? Oh, you mean just go back? That's a good idea. Metal Learner, how you doing? You're back. Betty, thanks for the suggestion. I think that's what we're going to try out on the way back. That is a very good idea. Yeah, like this thing, right? We would kind of expect that while we pump this thing... Is this the generator, Brian? Just to clarify, this is the generator, right?
Yeah, try priming it.
Try priming it now. Okay. Let's try. Oh, you're right. It is actually a very, very long hose, isn't it? Oh yeah, just need to prime it longer, perhaps. Oh, there we go. Now it's actually... Let's try starting it now. No, doesn't work. Slide the door, yes, yeah. Yes, sir. This... Oh, look at that. I didn't know we could... Do you know, I could have sworn we tried this earlier and it didn't come up with anything that did anything. Right, okay. So I guess if I go prime it now, will anything happen? Because I guess this is now gonna technically suck in the gas into this generator thing, I guess. Now I'm gonna have to go and pump some gas. Oh, I see. It's a ball valve, that's what it is. Ay caramba, mamacita. So now, with a bit of luck, if we go and Crank the crank. We only need to do this once, right? And then that should already fill up the tank, I guess? Or do we need to do it more than once? Well, let's just find out. It's not that far to travel. Oh my god, this is exciting. Runs over. It's a major cranking session. Look at that! It's full, finally! Alright, I can't wait to prime this thing again. See what happens. Alright, are we ready to prime? Let's do this. Aha! And now we finally can see that there's something going here. We have fuel. Alright. I can't wait. Let's switch on the generator. Yes, I wonder. Let's find out. Shall I flick the switch? Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. Boom. Oh, maybe I need to hold it down for a little bit longer. Let's oh, we can't close this anymore. Okay. I was going to close it just in case somebody else goes around, and we can hear the power now. We can feel it, we can hear it. Well, I think we've seen that there's some kind of power connected to this sphere over here. So I wonder if we can now press that button. Okay, is it this way? Yeah, because this is kind of connected to this, and there was this button that is now perhaps pressable. Let's try it out. Aha! Patrick! Hello, hello, hello! Patrick and I had a chat earlier about game engines, and Dreamlab, I've suggested the RenPy to him. Patrick wants to make a story, and he's looking for suitable game engines that combine, well, not so much game engines, but kind of story engines. I wonder if this door opens now. This is very exciting. Patrick, we've been playing the first few moments of Obduction. When I say moments, I meant 2 hours, and we've met a creepy character. We've been held hostage in this weird place. The purple stuff here on the outside, that appears to be on the outside of some kind of bubble, whereas on the inside of the bubble it's all kind of fairly human stuff, so like, you know, rocks and, I don't know, train tracks, generators. One guy who lives here who's displeased with, well, us being here, and he suggested to us switch on the power. We think we may have done that, so we're just about to go back to him and visit him. I was just thinking, since this thing is now moved, I wonder if this now allows us access to somewhere else that was inaccessible before. But no, I guess is the answer to that. Yeah, I'll totally go and see what my main man CJ is up to. I don't actually. We know his name is CJ because Brian told us, but I'm not sure if this guy's actually introduced himself to us. And it also gives us an opportunity to go past that hammock area again. We'll see if we find that door that Betty was talking about earlier. Where did you say the door was, Betty? Because I don't think I saw one. We saw the boat, we saw this little picnic area here. Someone's made it dinner, that's so cool. Yeah, I'm thinking that making a text-based story together with 3D or DAS type graphics, that'd be really cool. That's a winner. I'm thinking what I used to love as a kid really were these games like, oh, this one you mean, this is the one you mean, isn't it, Betty? What I used to love as a kid were these things like The Pawn, Guild of Thieves, and you know, the ones that came just slightly after the Infocom adventures that had graphics in them as well. That then later turned into the Zork Nemesis type series and all that. That was really, really cool. The butterflies, they were just here a minute ago, weren't they? There they are. Yes, Patrick, are you on the Discord? I think I sent you an email, like an invitation there in Facebook. If not, do forgive me, I'll go send another one tonight. So cute. Betty, let me know. Flutterby's. Let me know where that door was. I think this was actually just I don't think there's anything behind it. I thought at first we could pick up one of those fishing rods here, but I don't think that's the case. So we'll go what Mr. Grumpy is about to tell us. Yeah, Patrick, I'll have to experiment with that. Did you get a chance to try out that script? Oh, new music. Oh, is that my neighbor? No, that's actually in the game, isn't it? I can never tell. Sometimes he just plays it a tiny bit too loud. Yeah, so did you get a chance to check out that script? Absolutely, isn't it just? I mean, we were so impressed with literally everything that the team have done here. Look at these volumetric lights here. Unbelievable. Not just this, but then when you go through it, you just get all these effects here. That is just so cool. We spent literally hours just looking. Yeah, you're right. No, Betty, there was no way for me to move the wooden slat thing there by the butterflies. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Oh, look, that's another thing I've just noticed. There's no water going through here anymore because I guess it's now served its purpose. We were up there, then we diverted the water, made that waterfall happen on the outside. And then boom. Yes, and those screenshots, not to forget. Okay, I'm gonna go press that doorbell again, and we'll see what happens.
Well, power's on. Did you come back for a medal? Sorry, I don't mean to neglect my manners.
You have manners?
My name
Excellent.
is Cecil. Most around here call me CW. At least they did. I suppose you gotta move on. But, alright, well, if you ain't assessed already, we're all living within a large cell. It's a dome, wall, carved prison, more like it. Whatever it is, hems us in. They occurred to you already. It serves us both for you to get through the wall of this place. And I locked up the wall with that MOFAG device. That red beam up yonder. Gotta make this work and get home. Scarlet. Scarlet was 7. Lord. I wonder. That red beam.
CW. Very cool. Yeah, we had gathered that that red beam is some kind of thing that wants to. It's nice to have confirmed that this is actually about a dome, and that we are in fact in some kind of prison. Do you know what it reminds me of? This, I mean, the keys haven't gotten better. I mean, the thing. Shame we can't bring him back up again, I guess. But they had to cut him out of something, so I guess it was kind of a green screen shot that they did this with. But it always looks wonky. I really don't like keying, because you can always see some kind of artifacts, unless you have a really good Ultimate type key going. It always looks not so good. And it reminds me of. There's a game, it's a Tex Murphy game actually, called Under a Killing Moon from very much back in the day. I played that on the C64, and it was... They did that. They put like C64 type graphics together with filmed real people. And that's just what that reminds me of. How did we get up here? I mean, there was the elevator, but there's also a non-elevator way, wasn't there? Because we didn't get down with the elevator. I thought links were accepted in Mixer. Yeah, this can't be operated anymore. I thought we got up here somehow. Yeah, that's a good idea. Do that. Put them on YouTube, and then just Christina will approve them for you. Yeah, because Rod posted a link earlier, and that worked perfectly fine. Yeah, in fact, Dreamlab did as well. The YouTube video to Renpie. Maybe it's just certain links that the system sees as spam. That could well be. Did I come down the elevator? I thought I walked. I can't remember. It's so long ago. Ah. What have we here? Oh, did I? Okay. Thanks for letting me know. So that short-term memory again. So, where to next? the general direction, Brian. Can you help us out there? Big red button. Oh, big red button. Right, okay. So that was back. That was back at this area, right? I think it was back here. Oh, where am I? Okay. Red button. Where was the red button? Oh, this one maybe. The one where there's a light shining on it. Perhaps. Yeah. Thank you so much. I don't think I would have found that for the next hour. Let's press that. Right, right. Follow the light. Walk into the light. Yes, very nice. Into the light, Leland. Into the light. He sounded a bit like he wanted us to make the red beam thing work. I wonder if it's just a matter of putting the blue thing towards where the red thing is. Perhaps that's something that could do some kind of a, you know, some kind of damage. Oh, look at that contraption. I see. Well, that's the other thing. I'm thinking, let's not trust him. Oh, what's this? Got levers and stuff to read. What does it say on here? Oh. Battery capacitor lock. What do you make of that? Topped off charge, topped off charge. All focal panels build, topped off charge. Yeah, that must be it. And critter proof. I wonder if that's just basically the hood that they've put on here. That just kind of makes it critter proof, doesn't it? And oh yeah, let's just put that in here, shall we? And did that do anything? Loose cable hanging out here. It's a bit scary, isn't it? Yeah, I'm thinking so too. Any other control panels we can play with? Okay, nobody say it. Nobody say it. Gremlins! Don't feed them after midnight. Yes, what happened to Scarlet? Who is Scarlet? It must be his girlfriend, his wife. Maybe he got taken to this prison and she did not. Ooh. Oh, look at that. It's another thing. Oh, video camera. All right. More pieces of paper. Lock tree gate, lock Farley's house, lock lower tower, lock upper tower. Activate the dome disabler. Shut down garage door. Buy a pint of milk. Don't forget coffee. What do we got here? CW, please change Farley's lock code to secure the vault. Her address backwards should suffice. Dun dun. I'm so glad we took a picture of that house number. And then of course there's the Mofang disabler. It's Morfang technology. Disables when your blue beam cloud is within about 1.5 feet of the Morfang device element. Elements physically collapse. Reassemble is possible, but not trivial. A pra assures me that it's not harmful, still not pointing it at my head. Ruka has not been told that the villains provided it. Yes, I'm a little bit confused. But there's a blue button, perhaps we should press it. Let's do it.
Alright, now move around
This is awkward.
Why are you so nervous?
All right.
Just dead.
Okay, now what? Okay, that's enough.
Caroline, I swear you are a natural.
Where did you get these anyway? Are the Morfangs just giving you stuff now?
Being generous of late. Not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth.
Well, I guess that must have been Scarlet then. And CJ, or CW rather, was probably recording her with this and putting her message into that. I would imagine. And this looks like one of those experiments then. So this makes that rock levitate? Yes, absolutely. I totally agree. It reminds me of Julia's stories that she used to tell. Sometimes there was a lot of atmosphere, but there's not a lot of story going. Entry cannon, Farley's house, center of town, tree, water source, waterfall. Oh, so they were trying to put maybe more of these things in there? Membrane, the wall, locomotive, power generator. So these things were all supposed to have some of those automatic messages there. Seeds recharge naturally from ubiquitous ambient membrane power radiation, tied to tree health. Right. Well. Oh, notebook. Okay. All right. Morfang solid volume projector. That's how it works, huh? Huh. I have a feeling we're just going to pick up this hammer here and I'm going to try it out on... Oh, we can't pick it up? Like Brian said, there's no inventory. So if I were to try and use that hammer to just hammer this thing, that's not gonna work, is it? Because I can't pick it up. Yes, what is the blivet? And is it connected to the Morfang device? Screenwriter? What type of screenwriter? And what do we do with this? Oh, okay, so we can rotate that. Looks like a battery, and there's a button on the other side. Those are the nodes. I've overlooked that button when I was on that other side. Okay, cool. I'm going to go over there, press it, and perhaps that will give us some kind of beam that we can then adjust and point to another direction. Maybe. Like this thing here. Yes. Let's press the button. Oops. Oh my god, I was standing right in the middle of it. Like here. Which isn't good. Oh, you know, Christina, I think I'm using something similar on Mac. There's a Mac-only app that I use for something like that, but it's not Windows compatible, which is a shame, and it's called Storyist. Okay, so I can totally rotate this. Ah, yeah, exactly. If I can... So the issue is, of course, I need to... I need to be able to see the rock while I turn this thing, so maybe I do need to be on the other side for that. Like so. That lets me rotate this thing and look at what I'm doing at the same time. Whoops. Oh, there, look at that. That completely destroyed that red thing. And so fast too, look at that. Leaving us with a pile of debris. Yes, Scrivener, same idea as Scrivener, that's what Storyist is all about. Oh, thank you, Christina, that's something nice to look into. So I guess we did see some other rocks that had this glowing thing going. So I wonder if they were held at bay with one of those red things here. So if we were to take this blue shooting device, I guess we can then go and melt those rocks down as well. Maybe. Can we point that any other way? Anywhere else? The red beam, that's a good point. That's a very good point, Rod. Let's have a look. I think if we just walk up here, we'll have a quick look. Yeah, the red beam is still outside. I don't know how I can take this out though. This doesn't look like a portable device to me. But then we do have this thing, so maybe that... Oh, look at that. There's a seat in there and everything. I wonder if we can get up there. Maybe we can move that around. That might be interesting. Question is, of course, how do we get... Oh, look at that! It's like it's a car type thing that drives on tracks. Thank you so much for dropping by, Betty. I think we're going to wrap it up in a minute too, because it is getting really, really late. Thank you for stopping by. It's really nice to meet you. And come by more often. I'm streaming 3 times a week. It's usually at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 9 p.m. in the UK, 10 p.m. in Europe. And it's on Fridays, Saturdays, and Mondays. Drop by. So I think perhaps, you know, with Betty going, I think maybe we should all pack it up. We've done nearly 3 hours today. It was very exciting to explore this, and I think we should continue doing that on forthcoming Mondays. What do you think? Let me just see if I can save it. And this looks like a great opportunity to go and say... Oh, I can't save it. We have to start again next time. How do we save it? Do we just quit, Brian? Is that how we do it? Oh, cool, cool. Okay, great. Then we're going to totally do that. And I'm going to say good night. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. I have a bit of a jam-packed week ahead of me. It's not going to be nice. I've got a CT scan first. I've got a colonoscopy next. I'm working another 3 days this week. But I have an idea what we can do for the Friday live stream. It's going to be another animation topic, and it has to do with puppeteer and animating hair. So I'm going to try and build a little animation in which we can hopefully in real time adjust several poses of a woman's hair and then have a look up at the hair at the same time, kind of emulating a wind machine. So that's kind of my idea for Friday. I hope I will see you there. Patrick, let's have a chat on Discord. And everyone else, thank you so much for joining in. Take care. Bye-bye.